All right, everyone needs to be seated. Laptops out. Hoods down. Now, right now, please. All right, thank you, Mia, Tyrone, Yusef, Isha, Diva.
Yeah, there's Diva.
All right, everyone please be seated. Jaden, Gia, Viola, please be seated. Okay. All right, everyone, please put your computer to 45, track up here. Still waiting on people. Thank you, Jawad. Thank you, Yusuf. Thank you, nice Sean, Iyad, Isha. Put it to 45, tracking up here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. I did. Sorry, bro.
Now, first of all, how are you? Hello.
I'm a good boy.
First of all, don't lie. Good to see you looking at me like that. Don't lie to me. I had food poisoning, which is unfortunate because I didn't want to miss any days this year. So it was going to be about 3 consecutive years where I haven't missed a day of school. But I had to break that yesterday because I was just so sick and could not stop throwing up.
That's what you should have came, so yeah.
I think. So do you eat ice cream, Mr. Santoni? Mr. Santoni.
Yeah.
So did you eat ice cream?
No, I ate sushi. That was bad.
Sushi doesn't make.
That raw fish that's bad.
Oh.
Oh, but
That would have been. Jaden?
Did you take a laxative?
No, it was vomit.
I took a laxative, Mr. Santoni. Mr. Santoni, I took a laxative.
You did?
Yes, I did.
All right, let me know if you have to use the restroom.
I used the restroom by using a laxative.
Sorry?
I use it.
Sorry? Everyone. Jawad. Come.
Is it open? Alan, stop looking. Is it open book?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
All right. Now, everyone, I am going to project the quiz that y'all took yesterday. Raise your hand if you did not take that quiz. Can you go next door and take it right now? You need to take it too?
No, I need my book.
You can go get it. That's fine.
I feel it.
So raise your hand if you actually did the reading in preparation for this quiz. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Listen, I saw a wide disparity of grades. I saw
I already
hundreds.
read
I saw
some
zero.
reading.
Yes.
The reason why you have low grade.
Sorry, I only want one person speaking at a time. I don't want there to be any discrepancies with that and interruptions, so go for it.
I didn't finish.
You didn't finish? Okay. If you would like to retake it at any point, you need to properly email me, and next week you can stay after school any one of the 5 days, and I'm going to offer a makeup quiz. It's going to be a little bit more challenging, but if you did the reading, you should be fine. Sorry?
3 days.
Oh, yeah, 3 days. Well, never mind, because there's 2 days. We have Monday and Tuesday off next week.
Let's go.
That's my gift to you. I did that.
I can't come to school next
so
week,
right now,
bro.
what we're going to do is go over this quiz. So everyone, please pay attention so you can understand what you got wrong and what. So, everyone, let's do this. Computer still needs to be down because we are doing this together so that we can all learn together. So, which of the following statements best characterizes Victor Frankenstein in the beginning of volume 2? Any hands? Viola? Guilt-ridden, isolates himself in nature, seeking only solitude. Raise your hand if you also chose that. That was the correct answer. Can someone explain to me why B is not the correct answer? Explain why D is not the correct answer, Diva.
Because he doesn't isolate himself in nature, and
Yes, he does. So
he does. I mean, yeah, but
B says, oppressed by the weight of his irresponsibility, he decides to seek Frankenstein in nature. What is wrong with B? Ian? Sorry? Incorrect. That's not why that's wrong. I mean, it's just not why that's wrong. Nice, Sean?
He wasn't trying to seek Frankenstein.
That's not why that's wrong. Who is Frankenstein?
The doctor.
Oh,
So oppressed by the weight of his responsibility, he decides to seek himself in nature?
Oh wait,
Oh.
you confused.
That's
That's right though, because he's trying to like.
If that said he decides to seek the creature, it's still incorrect. Why?
Because he didn't know the creature was there.
He didn't try to seek the creature. He didn't know the creature was out there. So this is a tricky question in two ways.
Wait.
Okay?
Isn't it right then? Because he's trying to find himself in nature.
No, he's trying to find calm and peace in nature, not find himself. He knows who he is as a person. Okay? That is why that is A. Now, everyone, if number one is guilt-ridden, he isolates himself in nature, seeking only solitude, what is the best piece of evidence to support that? One of these clearly just expresses that. Hishab?
Let me tell you.
Anyone else? Hands too. I want to see it. One, two.
Wait. D.
D?
PH85.
Joel, what were you going to
Because
say?
he was solitude.
D? Very good. Hishab, that is correct. It is D.
I'm correct.
I shunned the face of man. Solitude was my only consolation. Solitude was my only consolation. Deep, dark, death-like solitude. You put C?
No, D.
It's D. We were crowded to our house in Bellerive. I was tempted to plunge into the silent lake that the waters. Nope. What does that say?
No.
What is he communicating in C?
C, D,
What does it mean that I was tempted to plunge into the lake so that the waters might close over me and my calamities forever? Commit suicide. C doesn't say or support the idea that he's trying to isolate himself. It supports the idea that he's trying to kill himself. He is suicidal at this point. Next one. The opening of chapter 2. Everyone, take out your book. Page 91. What is described in these pages? Does he describe his newfound sense of hope? Does he imply that he's emotionally disconnected? You should only have to look at this page to understand what is being described and start crossing things out. Now, Sean? That he's emotionally disconnected. Where do you see that? Not the whole thing. You have to be specific.
Mr.
Jane Flowers. He says they elevated me and they subdued and tranquilized me. What is they? Say, Viola? Nature. Nature is tranquilizing him. It's keeping him peaceful. So what is the correct answer?
C, is it?
Includes descriptions of characterizations to suggest Victor is agitated.
Nope.
What is agitated? What does it mean when you're agitated?
You-
You're angry. I'm just upset. I'm heated. Is he heated in these pages?
No.
No. What is he? Jane Flowers.
I'm heated.
A. Newfound sense of hope that life will return to normalcy. It is incorrect. He does not express the hope that life will return to normal. D. Descriptive language that contributes to a sense of calm. Brandon, you got that?
Yep.
Next. Find the literary device in this passage. The day before I was absent, we had a whole class on how the weather serves to do what, Moses? Foreshadow.
Yeah, foreshadowing.
So the rain pouring in torrents, the thick mist. The answer is foreshadowing.
Yeah, bro.
Did I teach you? Take a seat.
Mr. Thomas, take a seat.
Take a seat. Did I teach you? No, wait. Did I teach? Dios mío.
Damn.
You
As soon
gotta,
as you smack him, I'm gonna smack both of you.
yep, you gotta be loud more.
Did I teach you onomatopoeia?
Nope, you didn't teach.
So if I didn't teach you that, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Anyone know? Anyone know what onomatopoeia is?
I forgot, but you taught us in 8th grade.
I probably did. It's not.
I don't know.
No. We might see it When we read a comic book, what is it?
Oh,
It's when you read a comic book and someone gets hit and it says bam, pow.
oh, those scruffy things.
That's onomatopoeia. This one is foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Next, what does the word dissoluble mean in this sentence? What?
Scroll down.
Scroll down.
It's breakable.
Breakable. Breakable is correct.
It's only when I got one.
And it is breakable because the sentence says, "Yet you, my creature, detest and spurn me, thy creature to whom thou art bound by ties, only dissoluble." Something can only be dissoluble, mean breakable, if it's already what?
Broken.
It can only be broken if it's already broken.
No,
It
no,
can
no.
only be broken if it's what?
Crack.
No, it's like if it's put together.
If it's already together. So what's the best piece of evidence?
Bound by time.
Bound by ties.
Yeah, you should get it. I should get it.
Raise your hand if you struggle the most with the literary device questions.
Day and night.
I really struggle.
You know why? Because y'all aren't learning them. You have to understand the basic ones that I give you. Simile, metaphor, hyperbole, allusion, personification, imagery. These are the easiest to remember.
I think
So
it's personification.
I'm gonna have a little thing right now. Raise your hand if you can explain to me what a simile is.
It's like
Do not call out. Do not call.
it's like or
No,
it's like it's like
Thomas. Comparing two
yeah,
things using like or
juxtaposing
as.
like or as.
Don't call out, but yes.
Why not?
Does that happen here?
No.
No.
Ain't no.
What is hyperbole? Jaden Flowers quickly googling.
It's a hyperbole.
No.
Jordan, hurry
What, is
up.
that like the next part of the Super Bowl? It's
Yeah.
the hyperbole.
Yeah.
Jaden.
It says the exaggerated statements or claims not meant to be taken literally.
Exaggerated statements that are not to be taken literally. Like, bro, I'm as hungry as a horse. Am I literally as hungry as a horse?
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's a
Maybe.
metaphor.
This is hyperbole. I am exaggerating to prove that I'm just really, really what? Hungry. Okay?
Oh,
That is hyperbole.
illusion.
No, it's not
What is
personification.
personification? What is personification, Viola? Yes, giving something that is inanimate an object human-like attributes. What is illusion? I love how you do the I'm thinking.
Try to give them a turn.
What is illusion?
Oh.
Chiron. You lost it?
I can't hear his voice.
Hold up.
Bro, I
You wanna
can't
come back?
hear it. I can hear his voice a little bit.
Nope. Good try though.
Good try, Karan.
An indirect reference to another text, author, etc.
But like, am I cool?
What is this an example of?
Illusion.
What is it?
Illusion.
Illusion. Why is this an illusion? What is what is this quotation referencing?
Adam.
Adam, fallen angel, Adam and Eve. What other literature do you see that? The Bible. La Biblia. The Bible. This is alluding to the story of Adam and Eve in the Bible.
Oh, I'll read
That
the
is why
Bible.
that
We're
is
wasting
illusion.
time. We're wasting time.
I'll read the Bible.
But you understand that the story of
Alright,
Adam and Eve is
let's go.
for another piece of literature, right?
No.
Yeah, you did. Stop.
Let's go.
Next,
Who's that? I didn't eat.
which of the following statements best characterizes the monster? In volume 2, chapter 2.
Monster Inc.
Moses?
I put E because
Which one, D or B?
D
D?
because
He's stunned.
Yeah.
Is he stunned and shocked because Victor so easily abandoned him?
I think yes.
No.
Oh crap, bro.
Nice.
I'll just go back to it. Kim? No, not right now. But yes. Go for it. Yeah.
Oh.
I am there now.
No, he's not.
I picked the wrong one, but I know it's A because he was like
Oh,
Usually, Benny.
because Frankenstein was like, I wish to fight you. And he was like, I only wish to meet him.
Okay. He only wanted Victor to hear his story. And the monster's a violent beast, but it lost its innocence when abandoned him. The answer is A.
My bad. I put that for you.
You put that? Okay. What?
Yeah, Monster Inc.
The monster desperately wants Victor to hear his story. Throughout these pages, he keeps saying, listen to me in my story. And then what you're going to read
This is the monster.
is the point of view of the monster telling his story about how he got to where he is. Because
Ow!
Stop.
Because how long has it been since the monster was created?
How about if I do like this, bro?
No,
I do like
incorrect. Y'all aren't reading closely enough.
Bro,
At least 2 years. It's been years. When it was born, when it was created, did it know how to speak?
No.
No, it was making noises. Now, how does it sound now? Sophisticated and eloquent and really fancy? Absolutely.
Expressively.
So, we will learn
I'm
now.
looking like Mr. Tony.
No,
We up?
what are you trying to get out of me? You've been too nice.
Nothing.
Okay. So, what we're going to do right now is we're going to focus on Volume 2, Chapter 1. Volume 2, Chapter 1 starts on page 85. So everyone, please take out your book and go to page 85. Books out, page 85. All be there.
That's big. You. I got.
As you flip there, I want people to tell me gentlemen, I want you to tell me what has just happened before this. What happened at the very end of Volume 1 that now is affecting him greatly? Moses, go for it. The death of Justine and who else? What? No, Elizabeth did not die. Not Sean. William, his brother. Okay? So, these people have died, and now he is seeking what in nature? No, not death. Not Frankenstein. Peace, isolation, and peace. He wants to be out there to find some comfort because everything that's just happened has been very, very traumatic. Even though he's kind of the cause of it all, so we'll get to that. So, everyone, let's go to page 85. We are there. Let me bring up the projection. Please stop doing that. Now, we are on page 85. What I want everyone to do is flip to page 86 now, and there's a paragraph that begins with, "At these moments I wept bitterly." Let's all be there. It is the very last paragraph of page 86. Did you just bring out the book from last quarter? That's the wrong book. You gotta find your mask too. Danny, please. All right. I am going to start reading these pages. The objective, excuse me, Thomas. The objective for today.
This one?
The objective for today is, Madonna, can you read the objective for today? Madonna.
Oh. Oh, I didn't review.
No.
Yes. Oh, go to page 87 to 88 of volume 2 from Wise How Shelley
Utilizes?
irony to reveal the true master of the story.
What should you have in your mind already? What do you have to look for? Irony. Start looking for irony in these pages to reveal who the monster of the story is. Okay? So, already annotate for irony and the idea of who is the real monster. Oops. Dang it. What do I mean by who is the real monster? First of all, who is the monster? The creature. But in these pages, Stop talking. Tell him to stop talking. Oh, you are? Give him a play. So in these pages, look for irony and look for who is the real monster. We know that the monster is that creature, but who else could be potentially seen as a monster in these pages? Not right now. Let's read. Everyone, follow along. We are on the bottom of page 86B, but you need to be there. Yall needs to be there. Darius Newsome, we need to be there. Are you going to follow along? Jaden Flowers, I'm looking at you too. If I see you look up as I am reading, I will come down on you like the hammer of Thor.
I'm gonna hammer you.
Oh. Okay, here we go. At these moments, I wept bitterly and wished that peace would revisit my mind, only that I might afford them consolation and happiness. But that could not be. Remorse extinguished every hope. I had been the author of unalterable evils, and I lived in daily fear, lest the monster whom I had created should perpetrate some new wickedness. I had an obscure feeling that all was not over, and that he would still commit some signal crime, which by its enormity should almost efface the recollection of the past. There was always scope for fear, so long as anything I loved remained behind. My abhorrence of this fiend cannot be conceived. What does it mean to abhor? Or the verb, the idea of abhorrence?
Hatred.
Hatred, very good. If that's a word you don't know, you should circle it and annotate it. What? What is a fiend?
A fiend?
Not what you think. I know what you're gonna say.
I was gonna say something addicted. Like obsessed.
Evil. Something like that. I don't know.
Someone who could be considered evil in some way, or someone who corrupts others in a way. Yes.
Isn't there a foreshadowing in here?
What do you mean?
That sentence where it says, I had this actual feeling that all was not over.
Okay, because it's giving you the feeling of what?
There's something happening in the future.
Something could potentially happen. There was more foreshadowing coming up. Let's see if we can find it. My abhorrence of this fiend cannot be conceived. When I thought of him, I gnashed my teeth. My eyes became inflamed, and I ardently wished to extinguish that light which I had so thoughtlessly bestowed. When I reflected on his crimes and malice, my hatred and revenge burst all bounds of moderation. I would have made a pilgrimage to the highest peak of the Andes, could I, when there, have precipitated him to their base. I wished to see him again, and that I might reap the utmost extent of abhorrence on his head and avenge the deaths of William and Justine. Now, this next paragraph, I want you to annotate with the characterization of Elizabeth. Because I want you to notice how she changes now. She changes. Here we go.
Someone killed Elizabeth.
Our house was the house of mourning. My father's health was deeply shaken by the horror of the recent events. Elizabeth was sad and despondent. She no longer took delight in her ordinary occupations. All pleasure seemed to her sacrilege toward the dead. Eternal woe and tears, she then thought, was the just tribute she should pay to the innocent so blasted and destroyed. She was no longer that happy creature who in earlier youth wandered with me on the banks of the lake and talked with ecstasy of our future prospects. The first of those sorrows which are sent to wean us from the earth had visited her, and its dimming influence quenched her dearest smiles. Let's stop. What has changed about Elizabeth's characterization? What has changed? She used to be described in a certain way, and now she's described in a very different manner. No, you have to leave scenario.
Right here.
Thomas?
Before she used to be so like, now she's like, I don't know.
So before she used to be full of life, full of joy. Now she's what?
Like sorrow.
Full of sorrow. Sorry?
Depressed.
Depressed. What line leads you to believe that she was depressed?
Right here.
Go for it.
It says, she was no longer that happy creature who in early youth wandered with me on the bank of the lake.
Very good. She's no longer that happy person who was always innocent and pure. what is it called in literature, especially when we describe someone who has lost that purity, that joy that you feel early in life? What do we call it when you lose that? What have you lost?
Your innocence. You
Say it?
lost the point. Your innocence.
Your innocence. Very good, nice Sean.
He's isolated.
Stop falling out, please.
Why?
Stop falling out.
Oh,
I'm gonna acknowledge you if you call out. So, everyone, in this page, in this paragraph, the loss of her innocence. In this paragraph, it's revealed she no longer finds joy. I'm gonna wait for people to stop talking. She no longer finds joy in the things she used to find joy in. Has anyone ever felt that, like when you were a kid, you used to find joy in something, and then all of a sudden you stop?
Yeah.
What do you call that?
You lost some happiness.
Loss of happiness, loss of innocence. What else? Sorry. Loss of your childhood.
Loss of nostalgia.
Memories.
What's nostalgia?
In a way, to me,
That happened to me every
I
month.
know.
Like, I just, I stopped watching TV.
in a way, I remember that happening to me the first time I felt like I was really depressed. When I felt, you know what? I think I used to like riding my bike, but like I don't want to do it anymore. Like, I don't like it anymore. I don't want to waste my time with it. In a way, she's really communicating the loss of all the things that used to make her happy, the loss of her innocence. Very good. Now, in this next paragraph that we're going to read, I want you to annotate for what I wrote on the board. What did I write on the board again? Irony and what? Who's the real monster? Here we go.
Santoni,
Yes, sir.
we gotta go.
You got to go for homework. You and people who have to go, you have to do your exit tape. Okay, gentlemen. Good luck. All right. We'll wait for everyone to go so that we can all focus. You read, Thomas? Yes. Give me 1 second. Go urgently. We have a class to teach. Get away from me. You're not going to be here. You need to disperse. Get away. Leave me alone. Have a great rest of your day.
So,
Here you go. Diva, come back. Diva, push your chair in. Creature of beast. Away, you heathen. Away. Very good. Now, we're going to read that next paragraph. And what, again, are we annotating for, Jaden? Irony and what else? Who's the real monster? Thank you very much. Here we go. When I reflect, my dear cousin, said she, on the miserable death of Justine Moritz, I no longer see the world and its works as they before appeared to me. Before I looked upon the accounts of vice and injustice that I read in books or heard from others as tales of ancient days or imaginary evils, at least they were remote and more familiar than to the more to reason than to the imagination. But now misery has come home, and men appear to me as monsters thirsty for each other's blood. I'm going to repeat that because some of us didn't annotate. But now misery has come home, and men appear to me as monsters thirsting for each other's blood. Yet I'm certainly unjust. Everybody believed that poor girl to be guilty, and if she would have committed the crime for which she suffered, assuredly she would have been the most depraved of human creatures. For the sake of a few jewels, to have murdered the son of her benefactor and friend, a child whom she had nursed from its birth and appeared to love as if it had been her own. I could not consent to the death of any human being, but certainly I should have thought such a creature unfit to remain in the society of men. Alan, what? I know, I feel she was innocent. You are of the same opinion, and that confirms me. Alas, Victor, when falsehood can look so like the truth, who can assure themselves of certain happiness? I feel as if I were walking on the edge of a precipice towards which thousands are crowding and endeavoring to plunge me into the abyss. William and Justine were assassinated, and the murderer escapes. He walks about the world free, and perhaps respected. But even if I were condemned to suffer on the scaffold for the same crimes, I would not change places with such a wretch. What does she communicate about who the real monsters are in life? Do not call out. You, Seth.
person that like throws and doesn't get caught.
No, incorrect. No. Kim? What do you mean? What's the line?
When our materials come forward and know that they will
Okay, the real monsters are who? Men. The people around us. The people who you trust. The people who you see on a daily basis. These are the real monsters in the world. Make sure you have that annotated. And right next to that annotation, what I would like you to write down is this word. What word is that? Theme. What is the theme again? What is the theme?
Irony.
You said. You said iron. A theme is not a literary technique. What is a theme? What is a theme?
Oh, the message.
The author's message. Very good. If you don't know that, please jot that down. Theme is the author's message. So this helps convey part of her message. What Justine is saying here is a reflection of what Shelley is ultimately going to try to argue in this book. And that is this creature who killed. What did this creature do, by the way? That we know so far. What did the creature do? Killed Willie. Killed a boy. First of all, the act of killing a child. Do you think that that person, whoever it is, should be considered a monster?
No.
Yes? Is there any chance of redemption for that person?
No.
No?
Yeah.
There is?
No.
If he's really, really sorry about it.
If he's really, like, I'm really sorry.
No.
Interesting. So,
He proves himself that.
what this monster has done, we don't know what led him to do it, but we know that he probably killed a child. That is a monster, certainly. But according to her, the real monsters are the men, the people around us. Thomas? Victor, perhaps. There's an important literary device here. What is it?
Irony?
What kind of iron? There are different kinds of iron. But you didn't expect that one, did you? Jake?
Oh, no.
There's a kind of irony, you see it in movies and in TV shows, and it's when the viewer or the reader knows something that the characters do not know. What kind of irony is that? Anyone ever heard of that?
No.
Anyone ever experienced that while watching a movie? Where you know something that the characters don't and they're like trying to figure it out but you already know it? Happens all the time. It's happening here because what do we know that Justine doesn't know? I mean that Elizabeth doesn't know. What do we know?
Victor's the one that basically killed him?
We know that Victor's the one who did all of this. And she's saying men are the biggest monsters. And she's saying that to who? To Victor, who's like the culprit of all of this. We know that he did all of this, but she doesn't know. That is called, and please jot this down or write it on the board. This is called dramatic irony. Ron, you knew it? You didn't say it?
I wasn't sure.
You weren't sure? Next time, just try it. Give it a shot. It's dramatic irony. To define it, all you have to write is when the reader knows something that the characters don't. That is it. When the reader knows something the characters don't. That's it. All right, I see Viola, got that down. Madonna, Darius, very good. We have an example of dramatic irony in these pages. And the dramatic irony here serves to really show that she is made unaware. She is not aware of what's really going on. She's not aware that Victor is what kind of person. He's a monster. What could he have done to make this whole situation better? Let's list some of the things he could have done better.
Not make the monster.
Not make the monster, okay. Not abandon the monster. Could have killed the monster, although I don't know if that makes it more moral.
Tell Elizabeth.
But Okay,
Be a Dutchman.
just be supportive as a father.
Should have fight the monster.
Not, well, I don't know if that makes him more moral. What? Told Elizabeth what?
He's the one who's responsible for it.
And who could that have possibly saved?
William.
And William was already dead, but at the very least, Justine could have saved another life. What kind of person is Victor Frankenstein?
Monster.
Monster. What's another word we can use?
Psychopath.
I don't know if he's a psychopath.
Oh, yeah, he's sociopath.
He's definitely one of the paths. I don't know which one.
There's
I don't
only
know.
two.
Victor Frankenstein, monster, criminal, smooth criminal. This is the word that I was looking for. Immoral. He's not a good person. He's not a moral person. So once again, the exit ticket question is going to ask you, what is the theme in these pages, and how does she reveal it? What is the theme in these pages? Tell me now. We just discussed it.
The author's message.
Yeah, that is, theme means author's message. What is the theme in this section that we read? Theme of immorality, and what else?
Who is the real monster?
Who is the real monster? But that's not the message. That's the question we pose. The theme is answering that question. Who is the real monster? Now answer the question.
Victor Frankenstein.
Okay, men. Victor Frankenstein. Those are the real monsters in life. Not the demons that we create, not the supernatural. It is the people next to you, in front of you, who you trust. Everyone go to the very next page, page 88. Look at this right here. These events have affected me. God knows how deeply, but I am not so wretched as you are. Dear Victor, banish these dark passions. Remember the friends around you who center all their hopes in you. She's saying, the people around you, these are the people who you trust. And who is around her right now?
The guy that ruined it.
The guy who ruined everything. She doesn't know it. That is the dramatic irony here. So there is a message of who is the real monster and how does she reveal it. We can use irony to explain that. Darius, do you agree?
Yeah.
Very good. Bring your head up, please. Yusuf.
Maybe we don't want to say like that he was the one behind it, so she like associated.
Perhaps. I'm going to do one more little exercise before you go on to your exit ticket. And for everyone who can get this right, you get a college rating. I'm going to read this paragraph. I want you to tell me all of the literary devices that you find in this paragraph. Starts with thus not the tenderness on page 88. Here we go. Thus not the tenderness of friendship, nor the beauty of earth, nor of heaven, could redeem my soul from woe. The very accents of love were ineffectual. I was encompassed by a cloud which no beneficial influence penetrated. The wounded deer dragging its fainting limbs to some untrodden brake, there to gaze upon the arrow which hath pierced it and to die, was but a type of me. If I had that on a quiz, what could you potentially label as the literary devices in this part, and tell me what those literary devices are? Tyron? Simile? Is there a simile here? Let me know. Where is it? A little bit louder, please.
The very accents of love were ineffectual.
The very accents of love were ineffectual. That is not a simile. Madonna?
Is it personification?
Where?
You said nor the beauty of earth, nor of heaven, could be more spiritual. I don't know that word.
Nope. What?
Foreshadowing.
Where?
Where it says the wounded deer dragging its fainting limbs to the untrodden brake.
Why is that foreshadowing?
Because it's like giving a hint that He's gonna die. I mean,
Explain.
it says and to die was but a type of me. So like, I think he's referring to himself.
So he's referring to himself,
About
and what happens to a wounded deer?
it
It dies. Foreshadowing is correct. That's one for you. There are still two more. Yeah. Imagery where? Imagery where?
Oh no,
Come on. No, you did. Go. Where? It's not a big paragraph.
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not giving you credit for it then.
Alright, what about Lucian?
Nope. You said.
Oh, it's the first sentence.
What do you mean?
It says there's no matter of friendship, no deal or
Nope. Listen, imagery. You said imagery. What does imagery do? What does it put in your brain?
What does the person
An image. Which part of this paragraph puts the most images in your head, Eliza? Okay, read it.
The upon the arrow was have pierced it and died.
So what's the image in your mind?
And you're dying. Arrow.
An arrow. And what right before that, what's the image?
a deer.
The wounded deer. Okay?
Yep.
That's +1 for Eliza, +1 for Yusef, nothing for the
I got what to expect.
There's one more, and we briefly glossed over, but we didn't really. Nice, Sean.
Hyperbole.
Where's hyperbole?
Thus not the tenderness of our friendship, nor the beauty of earth, nor of heaven can ever redeem our soul.
What's the exaggeration here?
No heaven, nor of heaven can redeem my soul from him.
I don't really see it here.
He said I need it.
I need it. Thomas.
They're exaggerating that he can't. His soul can be redeemed no matter what.
Where's the exaggeration?
Saying that what is it? Not the tenderness of friendship, nor the beauty of earth, nor heaven can redeem his soul. That redeem what he did by creating out
So is there hyperbole there?
Yes.
A little bit of hyperbole, certainly. There's one other big one. Thomas, I'll give you credit for that.
I said juxtaposition
What do you mean?
because he was talking about I was encompassed by a cloud which has no beneficial influence of penetrating. He's comparing like how he feels into a cloud and those are two different things.
You're not comparing it. You're saying I was encompassed by a cloud. However, there is a comparison in this paragraph. Yola? Which is metaphor. Very good. We have some foreshadowing, we have some imagery, we have some metaphor, we have a tad bit of hyperbole. It is all in this paragraph. Very good. Everyone at this time, please open up your laptops and open up your exit ticket.
Well, I still got that college friend.
Open up your exit ticket, please. Yes, let me get some water. Now, start. What happened? What are you doing? Why are you doing this? You're done? No, you're not. Where's the touch your left?
Not
So everyone, you have your exit ticket in front of you. You said, what does the exit ticket ask of you?
Irony and
No, what does the exit ticket ask of you?
what key theme is very revealing in this section and how the
What is the key theme that she is revealing? Let's talk about it. We should first start by restating the question. The key theme that Shelley is revealing is that men are true monsters in our world. And it will be up to you to explain how she reveals that message. Explain the situation. What has happened with Victor Frankenstein, creation, and Willing. Explain the usage of irony and how that helps reveal the idea that Victor is immoral.
Sexual.
And he is truly.
It is
immoral.
moral.
You have 10 minutes to
Oh.
complete this exit. I'm gonna come around to make
It
sure
just-
everyone is on task.
Oh, she already made her key thing.
It's immoral. Victor.
I just did everything.
Immorality.
Oh, his immorality.
You know, put the key thing for this section is come right here.
Yes.
That the real, put that the real
Monsters are men.
Elizabeth does not. She still
Men.
loves him. She still cares for him. But we know differently. We know
Immorality.
we know
Then what?
Start. Want to restate the prompt?
He, these,
We're monsters in life.
is done. Fix that.
Are men and victims immorality.
Explain dramatic irony. What do the readers know? The characters do not. Her not knowing this reveals what about he is lied to. He is not told her the truth.
Victor's immorality
And
of not
Yes, you need at least one piece of evidence.
of knowing that he was. Take that out.
I'm not asking for A and S and S C. Just A and S C. You
Knowing
need
that
at least
he
one
was
piece
the
of evidence.
creator.
know that he was a creator.
Yes, analysis on that evidence as well.
Share. Share.
Shelley's.
Throw Shelly's.
Shelley's use of
Use of
dramatic
dramatic.
and let's pull up where the Shelley highlights. Where was it that she put it? Let me go get my book because I got my notes. Go ahead and put Shelley highlights.
How?
So Shelley highlights.
Wait, Shelly highlights.
Go ahead and put Shelley highlights. No, I'm gonna put highlights. Take highlights out. Shelley. Shelley's description. Description of Shelley's description of Shelley's
Shelly,
Wait, Shelly. Hold on, how Shelly? Shelly's description of take Shelly of how Elizabeth.
oh, how Elizabeth. Oh, I'm sorry.
Sharing her thoughts.
Then
Her
what?
thoughts. Sharing her thoughts with Victor.
Oh, Victor.
With Victor. Not knowing that
The analysis though.
he is
Lee.
that he is the
He's the
he is the real monster.
he
We have about 2 minutes left. If you submit this now before the end of the period, you will
Did he
not
say
have
you
any
need to
homework.
have evidence?
yeah.
Unless you didn't do the homework that was due today.
Yes.
Okay.
What was the homework due today?
Highlighting. Let's go with Shelly highlights.
Homework after the comment.
Oh, as highlighted right here.
You read the comment lit and what did you have to do after?
On the next sentence, as highlighted.
Highlights.
Look in the folder for yesterday. If you didn't do the homework, you have to do it still.
Highlighted. Take the S off, baby.
I wasn't gonna put it in the grade book, but then I heard y'all were asking my tools yesterday. You have it.
Then put this.
Nope.
But now let's put your quotation.
Never will.
Come home with me.
Home and appear to me as musters, thirsting for each other's
Blood.
and just put the page number, page 87. In your quotation, put the
P.
87.
Page 87.
All right.
I'm done. I got something.
Everyone complete this exit ticket. It is your homework. Make sure it is as perfect as possible. That is your only homework, unless you can do the homework that was assigned today, which puts yourself to do that. Have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, I'm leaving there.